Welcome again to Family Dynamics with Bola. On today's episode, we'll be starting a two-part series titled Growing with Your Child. When your child evolve, how do you evolve with your child? Has it ever happened to you? You looked at your child and you're wondering, oh my goodness, my baby is no longer a baby. You're not alone. And for every parent, I believe this happened to them. Or you're scrolling through the pictures and you're trying to figure out what happened. This was just a year ago. What has happened to my child? They are all so grown. So today I will talk about how parenting needs to evolve as our children are growing. Sometimes we're holding on too tightly to a version of them that we know and we want, right? We just need to leave them a little bit. So I do remember that I was looking at my child and I was just wondering, oh my goodness, where is that little baby who just wanted to sit with me? Who wants to hug me? Who is saying, God, I just want to be with. And I do remember Hi and my friend were talking about it. And she got really emotional. And she was like, oh my goodness, my daughter is no longer a young child. The daughter had given her advice concerning a thing. And she was like, oh my God, I'm about to cry. My daughter is no longer a baby. She's all grown up now. And, we busted into laughter like, we're staying the same. But these kids, they are not. They're moving, right? They're evolving. So today, I just want to talk about when they are young, what exactly do they need from us as they evolve? Has it happened to you that you're looking at your child like, my child is growing, but I'm saying the same? And that's why I wanted to talk about it today. When they are young, they want us to protect them. They want us to be there. When they begin to go to school, they need our guidance. And if you have independent kids like mine, they want their independence at that time as they begin to get into the school age. And as a parent, it's important for us to recognize and see, the kind of person that they need at that instant as they begin to grow. When do we shift from doing things for them to doing things with them? When do we shift from doing everything for them to us just teaching them how to do the things that we used to do for them? When do we shift from holding on too tightly and protecting them from every harm to, letting them go and releasing them to the world as arrows that they are, right? As a parent, we love these kids so much. We want to hold on to that version of them that we know that was so cute that we would dress up, and then they needed us to do everything for them. It was fulfilling something in us. Even as mothers, you're nurturing them, you still want to be that person. But yes, you are still that nurturer, but they just need you in a different way, right? And as they evolve, they need a different version of you. And then we have to understand that there's going to be a child. So, as parents, we have to know the time for us to change when they don't need that version of us that was readily available to them at every instant. So, some of the practical things that we can do as our child evolve and we can evolve is to adapt our own communication style as parents. You know, Today I'm focusing on the young kids, and on the next episode we'll go deeper with the teenagers. you know Evolve with the way you communicate with them. you know So when they're young, right, all you need to tell them is, I love you, I'm here, and just be present. But as they grow to the age, maybe school age, they ask you questions. So you need to be able to, tell them, what do you think? Ask their own opinion. This is why this is this. This is why this is that, right? You, and then, so another thing we could do is loose the grip gently and, resist the urge to solve every single problem for them. Resist the urge to want to control every outcome. Let them fail forward. Instead of you fixing the issues that they have, ask them, what do you think you could try? Right? And then update your own expectations too. Growth is messy. It is messy. You know, they they will probably not have the same emotional control like they had as they were younger or anything. So maturity takes time, right? Tell yourself more often than not, my kids are still learning. Me too, I'm learning. And as parents, stay curious, not controlling, but curious. Ask questions. You have to be a student of your own child in every season, especially parenting in this digital age. It is very different. You have to understand their lingo. What is going on now? Ask them open ended questions. So, and another thing we could do is to personally heal. Sometimes our kids can force us to confront our own fears, our own unhealthy part as the healed version of you. Is a free child, right? Ask yourself, am I really reacting to their behavior or my own story? So, this will help us to confront our own situation, our own fear, our own demons, right? And um, so I'll just try and stop here today, but I just really wanted to let you know that as we I just really wanted to let you know that there comes a time in our child's life that they no longer need us to hold their hands, but they desperately, you know, as our children grow, the greatest gift we can give them is not just protection, but permission. Permission to become who they want to become. Permission to stumble sometimes. Permission to soar. Growth actually demands change, not just in them, but in us too. Next time, we'll even go deeper into the teenage years and beyond, right? And you don't want to miss it. But before I let you go today, I would really love to close this out with a closing affirmation that I want us to read together. And if you're able to, please go ahead. As I grow, my child grows. As my child grows, I grow too. I embrace the beauty of change. I welcome the growth in my child and in myself. I trust that love covers every gap, every stumble, and every new beginning. With God's wisdom, I will guide. With God's strength, I will release. With God's heart, I will love without fear. Today, I choose to grow with grace. Thank you so much for listening. This is Family Dynamics with Bola.